Hello there.
Hey, what's up, you beautiful TCG Love and Phases? It's your boy, Shona Caesar, here you guys another video. And as you can see from the title and from the thumbnail, we got ourselves a Sengoku deck profile for today. I was able to go 4-0 undefeated in one of our locals recently. I will admit, I got very lucky. You guys probably saw it in the games against some of my yellow matchups like the Nami and the Nico Robin that I played against. They low rolled pretty heavily. And then the red-green Luffy, I don't know. There's like one turn in particular he took like a lot of life for like what felt like no reason when he was a 7K. But I think he later told me that he was pretty bricked and like didn't want to give up his entire hand and had no Dawn up. So I think he just kind of like made a misplay, set himself behind. But very close games in all of them. I'm surprised I was able to pull it out with this deck. I love this deck wholeheartedly. It's my favorite deck from OP-16. But I also have very bad luck, so this deck tends to like not operate for me. But I recently saw that there was a gentleman, I can't remember exactly what regional, but there's a gentleman recently that got top 32, and I saw his list, and I really, really like this list. I think I only changed the ratios of like 2 cards because I felt like I could probably get away with it, and it looked like I did. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the deck list. Like I said, it's very similar to the guy that got top 32 with 1 card or 1 ratio change between 2 cards. So we're going to hop into this deck profile. But first, obligatory shout out to Billy Print Stuff on Etsy. I'm always shouting this guy out with his deck boxes. They are incredible. I absolutely love them. I have like 7 or 8 of his deck boxes right now. I'm always buying them. If I play a deck and I love a deck, I'm buying a deck, one of his deck boxes for that deck. They're just so nice. The top is also really clean, and it's just a slide top with some magnets on the top, enough space for double sleeved deck and Dawn, and then you have your leader case in the front. And it just slides on like that. The magnets keep it in place. It's incredible. If you guys are in the market for a brand new deck box and want to have a pretty swaggy one, these are very good. He has a lot of options to choose from, so definitely go to Brilliant Print Stuff on Etsy and get yourself one of these deck boxes. You will not regret it. But let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. If you guys don't know what Sengoku does, he is a 5-life, 5K purple leader that says, activate main, you may return 8 of your active Dawn cards to your Dawn deck and play up to 3 Admiral type character cards with different names from your hand. So you can't spend that Dawn. You can't spend any of that Dawn. You have to return all 8 active Dawn to get the leader effect off, which is a very strong ability. There's times where I've done it twice in a game, but most of the time you're only really doing it once, twice is sometimes feels like win more, or if you really, really need to do it because like your opponent's really clearing your board, then you have the option to do so. But this deck requires a lot of searching, requires quite a bit of luck because you have to see all your admirals on curve. Like if you're not going first and see all 3 admirals, once you hit 9, it does feel pretty rough. Like there's a lot of things that could go wrong with this deck. And unfortunately, I do really like decks like that. I like bricky decks. I like Navy decks specifically, but I love, for some reason, bricky decks, especially decks that have a lot of 8Ks, like Kuzan's the same way. Kuzan's, like, caps out at 8K. But, I don't know. It's just, like, it's what I like to play. It's what I like to play. But we have the leader. We have my Dawn here. You guys have seen it. These Dawn are from K Designs on, you can look them up on Google. I'll probably put their link in the description. These are their proxy Kuzan Dawn. And then these sleeves are from Usanagi Draws, I think it is. Or Usagi Draws, I think. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. But, hopping into the deck profile, pretty standard. We have 4 Kobes. You're playing 4, you're searching for your Admirals. You have to have 4. It's very important for you to have 4. Then we have 4 Surus. Also Searcher. Typically, you don't want to play it. This is just a searchable 2K. If you absolutely have to play it to search for Admirals, like if you're at 9 Dawn, and you have 1 Dawn, like you only have 1 free Dawn to spare, and you have no other way to search, you have a Suru, and you really, really, really need to find that last card, you can go ahead and search your Suru, get your last Admiral, but then you get a picture card. It feels really bad in this deck. It feels better in the deck it's not meant for, which is Rosie. But that's besides the point. But it's a 2K, it's also a Searcher. Then the most important Searcher, the best Searcher in this deck, the Buddha Sengoku event. 1 cost, you get the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 Navy type cards added to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, and then trash 1 card. So it has the same downside as Suru. You're trashing 1 card, but you have the upside of being able to grab 2 targets instead of 1. So it's very, very good. So we're running at 4 of those. And here's a bit of a decision point. The guy that got top 32, he was running Marineford at 3, but he was also running Kuzan at 3. So I made the decision to cut down 1 Marineford, and as you guys will see in the later on in the deck profile, I'm running 3 Kuzan instead because like I said, my luck is pretty bad. I tend to have turns where I just don't see my freaking admirals, and it makes me want to rip my freaking hair out. So I was like, going down 3 Kuzan is not exactly something I want to do. I don't want to risk it for the biscuit, for lack of a better word, because they almost always screw me over. So I decided to go down to 2 Marineford. I did see him quite a bit during that local, just to make sure I went up to 4 Kuzan to ensure that I would see him. It's kind of important for me. And then also pretty standard, we have 4 copies of the 5-drop 6K Monkey D Garp. On play, you can if your leader has a Navy type, you add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it and rest it. So you're a 5-drop that ramps you up. If you're going first, at 5 Dawn, it's ramping up to 7, and 1 of them is active. So you can use that after Dawn to play another Marineford, or play Sengoku, play Kobe. It just makes it so that you're able to really search, really hit your numbers, so that the very next turn, you're at 9 Dawn and being able to drop your admirals going on your 4th turn, I believe, because 1, 3, 4, yeah, on your 4th turn is when you'll be dropping your admirals. Now, this is typically only a 2K. You can play it as well. It's one of those, once again, like situations where you're only doing it if you absolutely have to. You do not want to play Sengoku out of hand. But, like, again, if you have nothing else, like if you didn't see Garp at 5 and you need to double ramp, you need to search or to cycle, Sengoku will get you there. It's a 5-cost 5K, 5-cost 5K power, 2K counter. On play, if your leader's Navy type, you ramp 2 as rested, and then you draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards. So it's literally just cycling your hand. You don't go hand positive. You don't go hand negative. You are just cycling your hand, searching for some targets, trashing whatever you don't need, and then ramping those 2 Dawn as rested. So you don't get the same ability as Garp, where you have a Dawn up and you can search top 5 with something else. But once again, it's not something you want to play, but you will if you have to. It's a good option, just in case. Then we added 2 5-cost 6K, 2K counters, Vanilla, Younger Brother Marine. It's just a searchable 2K. So you're running a total of 10 2Ks. I was only running 8 2Ks for a while. You guys saw my first video talking about this deck when I was going through all the Navy decks for OP-16. I was only running 8 2Ks, which is a Suru and the Sengoku. After hearing the guy that got top 32 talk about how he doesn't subscribe to the idea of only having 8 2Ks, it makes a lot of sense. And once I played with it, it made a ton of sense. Like, having 10 2Ks felt significantly better than having only 8 2Ks. And I didn't think it was going to make as much of a difference as it did. But holy crap, did it feel like it made a huge difference. Like, it's another searchable 2K. And it's just having that 2 extra 2Ks in hand to be able to do something else. To defend or whatever, it made such a big difference. I didn't think it was going to make much of a difference, but it did. Alright, now to the big boys, the standard package. You're running definitely 4 copies of Sakazuki. There's no reason for you not to. The card is literally one of the reasons why the deck is so good. It's even so good that it's being run in Rosie. I've seen other people running this in other random purple decks just for the on-play minus 6K. It's very, very good. This is like the heart and soul of the deck here. Your next favorite target, preferably, depending on who you are, is Borsellino. 7-cost 8K. On play, you add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, and 1 is rested, and then at the end of your turn, you return 2 Dawn to make it a blocker. This is your primary line of defense. There will be times where you'll see me return 4 Dawn, because I have 2 of these on the board at the end of my turn. Return 4 Dawn to make both of them blockers, just because I need to survive, or it's like I need to make the decision of like how they're going to get around the 2 blockers. But it's really good, and it's also a very aggressive body because you can swing it for 8 or 9 or whatever the case may be. Other times you'll see me swing it for 10, and then I'll return to 2 Dawn at the end of the turn that's attached to him to go ahead and restand him. So you're always going to have a blocker regardless of if you swing with him. If he gets Luna'd, you can still go ahead and activate at the end of turn to make him a blocker. So even though every card in this deck is a Luna victim, he is his only card that gets around it. Like if you're playing against green and you're afraid of Luna, you have to really search these out over like any other admiral. Like you need to get to your 3 so that at 9 you're dropping all 3 of them, and then after that like search for your Borsos over and over and over again, so that if they do Luna, you at least have something that you can restand and block with or attack with the next turn. And then we're going into for Kuzan. Very good if you're going against decks that tend to try to hide behind blockers. It's a double ramp as well. You add up to 2 Dawn cards from your Dawn deck and rest them, and you activate main Dawn -1 to make it so one of your opponent's characters can't activate blocker. You can do this on, like in the Goofy matchup, you can do this on a Prisoner of Impel Down if they have a buggy on the board. You can just make it so it can't activate blocker, even though it doesn't have blocker yet until you swing. You can just make it so it can't block. Just can't activate blocker. It doesn't have it yet, but you can just make it so it doesn't activate blocker. There's times where I'll just use this ability just to get a Dawn minus, so that I have an extra Dawn to get back from Sakazuki's effect. You'll see me do that a lot. Same with like Marineford, I'll Dawn minus for both of these. Draw 1 trash hole, make something not be able to block, even if they don't have a blocker on the board, and then use Sakazuki effect the rest run to get those 2 Dawn back. It's very, very good. It's just a way that you cycle it. But these are your main bodies. These are your swingers. These are your for lack of a better word, your front line. Like this is what the whole deck is all about: is getting to 9, dropping these. You're gonna ramp back up 6 Dawn total. So you're gonna get, when you're at 9, you have 1 extra. You return 8. You'll get 1 up as active, 1 is rested. So you'll be at 3 total. 2 more puts you at 5. You'll Dawn -1 for Sakazuki, and then use that 1 active that you got from Borsalino to ramp back up to. So you're at 6 total after that. And then if you decide, like if you're in a really bad position, you can Dawn -2 at the end of the turn for Borsalino effect, but then it sets you back for like what feels like the rest of the game. Like if you can't slow down your opponent and you had to do this the first turn it came out, you will almost never be able to play another Admiral for the rest of the game if you cannot control what your opponent's doing. So preferably do not activate the Borsalino effect the first turn it's come out, because it will set you behind. Now let's get into our events. Pretty standard. 4 Mamaragans. Super good. Super good, especially when you have a Sakazuki on the board. Dawn -2 is nothing. Like I said, sometimes I will just use Marineford and Kuzan effect so that I have Dawn to return off of Sakazuki. But if I have a Mamaragan, like if I play Sakazuki to -6 something and now it's below 5k power or more or less, I can go ahead and use Mamaragan to return to rest that body, swing into it with another one of my bodies I have on board, and then use Sakazuki effect to get that Dawn back that I just returned back as active. And then you're also drawing a card off of it. Like this is one of your best control cards in the deck, one of your best defensive cards in the deck. It's extremely good. Like it's a purple staple. We all know what it does. We all know how good it is. Next, we're running 2 copies of the 3 Admirals event. It's I barely use it for the first effect, but there are times where it does come up. It's a 1-cost activate main. You can rest 3 Dawn cards. Up to 3 of your Admiral type characters gain plus 2,000 power during this turn. So the way it works is basically you are giving 6k power at a 2 Dawn discount. Because for you to be able to give 6k power to 3 of your Admirals, you have to attach 2 Dawn to each. This makes it so you only have to rest 4. So you're going to get it 6k power at a 2 Dawn discount. Or you could keep it with a Dawn up on your turn for a +4 counter. I'm typically only using it for the +4k counter because, like I said, once you use your Admirals, you're really low on hand size, and you are really defensive after that. You could be aggressive as well, but you are really defensive, trying to survive, trying to protect your bodies, trying to make sure that your board state doesn't just disappear. So I almost always keep this in hand for counter. Then we have one of my personal favorite cards in purple, So Beam. This card is incredibly good. It is just a 2k counter, but it is so good if your opponent just is slacking or doesn't know what you have 2 Dawn up for, and you just catch them with their pants down, for lack of a better word. You can just 2k counter, have like a random swing, a 5k swing, a 6k swing, and then rest their 12k blocker, or rest a blocker on their board, or rest a really big body that they decided not to swing at first. It's just so good. Just being able to minimize the amount of attacks you're taking or minimize the amount of defenses your opponent has on the following turn. It's very good. It's a stupidly good card. I need to find my foil versions of them. I don't know where the hell they're at, but They're somewhere. They're somewhere. This is a new edition. I saw this recently when we had the winner of the most recent Chinese regional, or the first Chinese regional of OP-16, where this guy was running 4 copies of this card. The 2-cost Pentachromatic String. It's a counter on up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Then if your opponent has a character with 6,000 power or more, out to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. This is actually incredibly good and came up quite a bit. In the Red-Green Luffy game that you guys see, this was in life. I left 2 Dawn up just in case I would see a 2-cost event. And lo and behold, second to last life, this was in there. And I'm sitting there I'm holding it in my hand like, yep, there it is. And it saved my ass. Like, the ramp off of it at that point didn't really mean much. But throughout the whole tournament, every time I countered, getting this fucking Dawn back is just so freaking good. Like, like, it sets up so many turns where it's like, okay, I don't have enough Dawn to do something, but I have this in hand. It's going to get me out of a swing. I'm going to get my Dawn back, and then I have 1 extra Dawn more than I would have been on the following turn, and it just opens it up. It is such a good card. Then lastly, our control card. Their second control card, because Mamara can be considered control. It is Gum Gum Lightning. It's 2 costs. Activate main Dawn at -2. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power or less. This card is incredibly good. You are getting rid of almost everything in the game besides like a Roger card that's 13k. Like if you have another Sakazuki or you have 2 extra Dawn left up after Sakazuki, you can pay 2 to pop what was a 12k because now it's 6k because of Sakazuki. Pop it and then use Sakazuki effect to get your Dawn back off of this. So incredibly good. Like, I absolutely love this card. I was running it first in like Anel. I was running it like as a 1-of in purple and L to help me remove some things just in case I didn't have power reduction or I didn't have El Thor. So I would run this at a 1-of, and I fell in love with the card. And ever since then, I feel like I'm always trying to find ways to fit it in purple decks. Like, you guys saw that I had it in my Rosie list for a while. I was running it in purple Anel. Now I'm running it in purple Sengoku. Like, the card feels so good to help control your opponent's board. And they almost never expect it. Now I feel like they're going to, because it's like, I feel like a lot of people are running this card. It's so good. It definitely spiked up in price. Like, I bought 3 of these from a homie for like 25 each. And I recently checked, they're like 50 a pop, 75 a pop. The last couple times I checked, it's crazy. But it is a very good card to help control your opponent's board when you're playing purple. So definitely look into that card if you guys aren't. But that's the list. Like I said, this is the list that got top 32. Credits to him. I can't remember his name. I'll put the screenshot on screen now. The video I watched of him with Min Hootie, listening to him talk about the deck and how he feels about it really opened my eyes to the deck and really helped me out with the deck. So definitely go watch that video and support Min Hootie and him. But this is the list. The only difference is that he was running. This was the ratio change. That's it. And I feel like he said the only reason why he wasn't running a Kuzan is because he had 1 manga of each admiral, and he was going to buy the last manga admiral from someone else, but the deal fell through. So he only went with 3 Kuzans simply because he didn't have a manga. I mean, valid reason. But I can't not have a 4th Kuzan, so that was the change that I made. But the list was good. The list was a lot of fun. I'm probably going to run it again. I probably won't change much. I think this list is, like, I really feel like it is streamlined after playing like a bunch of different lists that I've come up with. I think this is probably the best one I've played, and obviously it proves that because it gained some success. Regardless of how lucky I was, it did perform, and that's always good. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys are playing this, let me know down below. I want to see more Sengoku Copers. This deck is so much fun. It can be rough at times because you have to get pretty freaking lucky. But I do want to hear from more Copers in the comment section down below. And then let me know if you guys have any questions or any tweaks or anything that you guys are running that I don't have here. Like, I know a lot of people are saying that they run Lightning Dragon, which I think is a really good option as well. I might test that soon. People are running like all kinds of crazy tech. I would love to hear if you guys are running something spicy that I don't know about. So let me know in the comment section down below. But that's going to be it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Caesar out. Peace.